So a couple of waves on the Thursday before the weekend of the comp. It's a bit of south swell that's come through. We've had a couple of waves at the point this morning. Super interesting. Been really enjoying the Speed Demon. I had a couple of waves day before yesterday, and then this morning I had a little conundrum thrown my way. Mike Ginsberg gave me a mashup to try, which is basically the same board as a Speed Demon. Yeah, if you have a look at them in the back here, they're almost identical. Same size. This one's slightly finer, 2 5/8 as opposed to 2 3/4, and this one's got 20 and 1/16 wide, and this is 20 exactly. So yeah, and it'll be interesting comparing these two and seeing how they go. I was riding the mashup as a quad, and yeah, it went super well at the point today. And I was riding the Speed Demon as a thruster yesterday at Supers. There's a little bit more swell now. I'm thinking of taking the Speed Demon out for a spin with the thrusters and see how that goes out here. But yeah, I'm actually mixing myself up because I've got to surf a comp and I'm quite undecided on what to ride here. Phew, how's the sunrise off the balcony this morning? Yo, beautiful colors. This is why we live in J Bay. Looks like the swells disappeared. It was what the forecast was. There's a little bit of a bump tomorrow, but yeah, I headed to Vic Bay today. Probably only go through this afternoon because the Bully's only surfing on Sunday at 7:30 in the morning. Oh man, first heat. The contest starts at midday today, so yeah, and it's all the preliminary rounds of the open and the lower, well, the youngsters should we say. And yeah, so I'll head through this afternoon and hopefully there's going to be some waves. Sunday's looking seriously dismal, so they might have to move the comp, which is going to be unfortunate. We might end up at Herald's Bay, but yeah, that remains to be seen. Sure, so packed up, ready to hit Vic Bay, taking the two sort of what do you call them, hybrid performance boards with. The swell forecast not looking great. We've got the first northwester, like Bergwind, of the winter, which is a really good sign because for the first time between the offshores, the easterly hasn't pumped, which is a good sign that high pressure is starting to move away, and hopefully now we're going to start getting those proper fronts and more waves. Yeah, as I said, when I went down to Cape Town to have the Zodiac retubed, that was 2 months ago. I haven't even used it or tested it yet. That's how poor the conditions have been. But yeah, we headed down to a section of the coast and said it was so pretty, man. This is one of the little jewels of the southeast coast of South Africa, Vic Bay. It's sort of tucked away in a little crevice. Most people don't even know about it. It's a little turn off, and you head down this little road into this little valley. It's really pretty. Cold there as hell in winter because it doesn't get the sun until about 9 o'clock because it's in this little valley. But yeah, amazing little surf spot, super underrated, but super fun wave. It'll be a perfect sort of performance wave if you want to practice and stuff like that. And it cops an incredible amount of swell because it's basically into the open ocean. And when J Bay is like 6 to 8, it's normally maxing out at Vic Bay. It closes out right across the bay. So yeah, if there's anywhere you want to surf a comp, it's probably Vic Bay because it cops a lot of swell. But having said that, the forecast is not looking good. So yeah, it's going to be a long way and a bit of an expense, and hopefully not for naught. Heading out of J Bay, northwest is absolutely pumping, which is a nice sign because that's the first sort of real winter signs when we start getting these big Bergwind northwesters. They precede the fronts, and yeah, the hotter they get, it normally means the bigger the front. So yeah, hopefully we're going to get something decent. There's already a forecast for some swell for next week, so yeah, happy days. Toll gate. Getting getting closer to the Western Province where everything works now. Leaving the Eastern Cape. Yeah, we're actually going to Eden area and Southern Cape. Beautiful area, beautiful forests, really nice scenery. Tons of surf down here if you don't mind taking a chance. Lots of beach breaks, lots of really fun sort of off the beaten track places you can surf here. But yeah, there's a little bit of a risk. It's a pretty sharky area. But yeah, I guess J Bay is no different. Apparently there's a really nice bank at Wilderness. We're going to go right past there, we'll have a quick look. Apparently the guys were surfing there this morning. And then yeah, there's so many places here you can surf if you know the area. But yeah, it is pretty dodge. Some absolutely insane golf courses in this area of South Africa. Amazing courses, plus waves. So yeah, great part of the country to come and visit, just not in holiday season. Coming into Knysna. See the wind's dropped off a bit here, so hopefully that's the end of the northwest. Knysna Lagoon, also home to the two manufacturers of catamarans. Yeah, one of the crazy things about this town, Knysna, the entire traffic from the N2 flows through the town. They wanted to change it a few years back, but decided against it because the town would die, because it brings a lot of business to the town. Pretty crazy because you get all the trucking and everything on the N2 coming through town as well. Can't be too good to the road infrastructure. But yeah, there we go. Look at this shit. Crazy stuff. Only in Africa. Now coming past Buffalo's Bay, it's also a pretty interesting area. There's some surf breaks here as well. Turn off on the left here. Very pretty area. Also had one or two attacks in its time, so yeah, guys are very hesitant to surf these areas. Yeah, there's seal colonies like Plet, there's Robberg Island where they've got a lot of seals, and yeah, it's sort of become a bit sketchy there because the seal population has actually exploded in the area, and yeah, hence the presence of the whites there. But yeah, a really pretty area though. Lovely drive this, really pretty. A lot of forests here, mountains in the background, wetland areas. Yeah, it's a stunning area this. You gotta go really slow here, 60 zones, 80 zones, gotta be super careful, they trap like crazy here. There's the beach break area, swells looking super small, light offshore. There's apparently a really nice bank the guys were surfing here. See, it's so many beach break areas here. See, there's a right and left bank there, right there. But yeah, a pretty dodgy area. You've got to be brave to surf here. Yeah, that little bank we're looking at is directly in front of the river mouth. I don't know if the river's flowing at the moment. Yep, the river's open. Ah, there are a couple of guys surfing. See a couple of guys surfing. Is right in the river mouth. They're actually surfing right in the river mouth. So yeah, maybe I'll pull over here and have a quick look. There's a couple of guys out there. Pretty dodge. Vic Bay is just up around the corner, so let's get there and maybe get in the water there, but it's looking super small. And up the hill, beach breaks all over the place here. Vic Bay is just around the edge of that headland over there. The whole beach break going back. Tons of waves. If you're brave enough. to the Victoria Bay turnoff, just as you come up the hill before George. See all the stickers on the signage. It's just like J Bay. You can barely see the name. There's so many stickers on there. Yeah, this is one of the oldest running comps, and John Pfaff used to run this comp many years back, and David's taken over, or the Eden Club basically, but yeah, I've been coming here for absolute years. Missed out a few years in between, but yeah, one of the oldest running comps, and probably one of the most sociable and sort of fun comps down the coast. All the different age groups from open up to masters. It's always a good get together and a couple of beers and laughs. This is probably as sociable as a comp as you can make it, and always fun to come here. Also a really pretty little drive, small little road heading down into this little valley, sort of a ravine, and with this little bay. It's super pretty, dropping down into the valley. Really quaint place this. Got some accommodation places on the right. This is actually where we're staying, and then down to the car park. Seabreeze Cabanas, that's where we're staying. So I'm gonna go and have a quick look. Gonna have a look and see what the surf's like. Quick surf check. Might just be able to get a surf in if we're lucky. Hoping for a parking down here. That's the one thing about this place, is finding a parking is almost freaking impossible. I don't know if there's gonna be one. Very unlikely. Yeah, I just saw Philip Malherbe here. He just said to me, water's freezing. There's not a lot. Super slow. Onshore's just come onto it. So we're gonna have a quick look at it. The prospects for the comp are looking pretty bleak, but yeah, it is what it is. It's comp surfing, so let's go and have a look. Welcome to Vic Bay. Little restaurants, a little beachy as well. Water's looking brown. Wow, looking terrible. A lot of looks like plankton bloom, and I see they're picking up a lot of weed and stuff. Obviously a lot of weed that's come out. The municipality doing a cleanup. Sure, all that weed that's washed out. Little houses all down the point. Beach break left and right, sometimes more left. Are you guys working out for the heat?
Yeah, I'm just watching it for Anne because she's gonna make a call soon.
Right on the bricks. Oh. Guys are setting up everything. It's about to start, 1:30. It's a super cool setup, this. A lovely little amphitheater. All the guys watching. Most of the guys will be lucky enough to get a house to stay in here on the point. And yeah, I mean, this is as small as you'll ever see this place. This place cops a lot of swell. So yeah, this is, it's like right on the bricks, and unfortunately that's forecast. It's not looking so great. They had really good waves yesterday. Always the case. Should have been here yesterday, day before, whatever. But yeah, what a pretty little place. Check out this little amphitheater. Absolutely beautiful. And this place gets super big, like closes out right across the point there on the big days. You get like a 4 meter swell, which is like maxing out here. J Bay would be like 6 to 8, and this place would just be wild. So close to it. It's probably one of the few places you can film with a GoPro from the side. I'm missing it. Put insider. Some insane places here. Old historic buildings, 1919. Yeah, so the first is just about to get started. Got the camera set up here. Gonna take a few pics. Guys are just about to hit the hooter. Couple of good waves. Couple of good surfers in this heat. Sean Holmes and Tyrell Johnson. A really good surfer, so we'll get some pics of them. Got the champions here.
No, he's the champion slayer. This
Where must
one.
I sit, bro? Where must I
Sean
sit?
Holmes. Anyway, listen, I was just checking. He's actually riding one of these little speed demons that I've just got. So he's on the little...
surfing, supporting sustainable fishing. Sea harvest.
Yeah, he's that's a little 5'5".
Is this 5'5"?
Little number. Yeah.
Oh, I like that nose.
Yeah.
Backhand, it's a little tough, eh? I found it a wide nose.
And also you're back and you're pivoting too much, you know, for these small little things.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, lekker man. Awesome.
enough.
I'll get some vid of it. Enjoy. Good luck.
Lekker.
The one and only Stevie Sawyer and Crystal Hewlett hiding in the background there. Which side are you? There we go. So you just finished your full energy lunch right before you heat.
Maximum power. Yeah.
Oh my head. Are you in the second heat?
Second heat of the day.
Who's in with you?
I think Sean Joubert. I actually haven't checked.
Oh shit, so you got some competition.
I
then,
heard. No, I do know. Give me 1 second.
You've forgotten already.
No, I haven't really checked.
Sean Joubert.
Just Sean Joubert.
Yeah, I think it's Bernardo, for sure.
Okay.
Some lighties.
Open man, round 2. Sean Joubert, Tristan Johnson.
Ooh, good
Steven
Tristan
Sawyer,
as well.
Tristan's a bum.
You.
Sam Benny.
Well, you better be on your game.
Elijah Collier.
Okay.
Let's go.
45 in the heat.
5 heats, 5-man heats.
5-man heat. Oh shit, that's even worse. That should be 25 though, surely.
Yeah, I think it should be
It will be
25 because the waves are slow.
Yeah, it's
5-man
super
heat.
slow. Camera was on the way here. The battery's down to 60%. That wasn't too clever.
Eish.
Doffing out, the belly is slipping, clutch is slipping.
How are you gonna get those views now, bro? With the battery, man, bro?
Hey, I have to charge it up. Back one, Stephen. It's 3 waves, eh? Yo! Now you see, I saw now, you see. Oh shit. Stephen's got the bomb. Stevie! Yeah.
Hey, hello.
How was that?
Wait, I need my sponsor hats and my goggles.
Your goggles and everything.
Okay. Hello, coming in live from Channel 420. This is Baked News.
Baked beans.
Baked News. This is ways of cooking.
Baked beans that you had in your
Yeah, no, check, it's gone. It's
really
gone.
healthy food that you had. It worked really good.
Max power. Look.
I saw you pick up a bit of speed in the second half of your paddle out.
Yeah, I know.
That those fish and chips kicked in.
The 717 also kicked me in the ass. It gave me a little bit of extra vuma there.
So now why are you not on tour if you can beat the tour oaks? I mean, what's your story? Eh? It's too much laid back and can't be worried about competition.
I want to go on a fishing tour.
Are they going to fishing tour?
Yeah.
With a belly. Well, you haven't caught a fish since the last time you came with me on the duck, so you'd have to go again.
I only lose fish, man. I only lose fish. I can hook them.
Okay, now stop speaking cuck now. How was your heat?
At least I didn't lose that.
You didn't lose that,
No, I didn't lose that.
No, you did very well there. You
No.
gave Sean Joubert a little kick in the pants there.
The last year's winner, I just upped him by like a score or so.
Okay, so now you know what you got to do now.
Yeah,
You got to win the whole thing.
gotta win it.
There's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
baby.
Yeah, but
So I'm not going to interview you again until it's done. All right.
no, we're gonna interview each heat, and we're gonna get some good content here. Just don't miss my waves, okay?
I've got all your waves here, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an in-depth study and beat down later why you were turning so slowly on those first two turns. That Eric Arakawa wasn't going so well.
No, don't
eh?
tell Eric that it's going.
The tide's going out, and yeah, there's a couple of waves starting to come through. Bit of GoPro footage, Phew. Right on the bricks, but still banging it. Nice. Yeah, so we're going towards the afternoon. Beautiful scenery. Magic little place. The sun's straight in the eyes. Most of the guys will arrive this afternoon because it's only a couple of heats today and then the main events and stuff tomorrow. Yeah, it's quite funny. One of the guys just came up to me and said, "How's it?" And said to me, "Oh, my surfing." I said, "Yeah, what divisions?" It's like over 60. And it sounds weird. I've been coming here for ages, through a lot of different divisions from back in the day when we were in the open division. And yeah, we're probably the last generation of guys that learned to surf on single fin longboards, and then obviously progressed into the single fin shortboards. And yeah, I've probably been through the entire sort of spectrum of all the boards that have been built in the history of surfing, you know. Obviously not from the Hawaiian days, but yeah, from the urethane days of longboards. So yeah, we're sort of a dying breed. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So we've actually been through the entire development, and it's quite crazy to look at the boards that we're surfing. Sean Holmes' board that he's riding now, that Speed Demon, and the same that I've got, that are like 35 liters. Like, man, you know, the whole revolution of the boards in the early days when they went through those fine, really long, thin, very narrow 18.5 boards, you know, which Tom Carroll and the guys were riding. You had to be a genius to ride those things. So yeah, imagine if we had these boards back in the day, how much better it would have been. Yeah, back in those days, you know, when I grew up, I was at boarding school. I only surfed like once every 3 months and in the holidays. So, you know, and in those days, coming from South Africa, I mean, there were no surf videos, there were no surf movies. I'd see a surfer magazine once in a blue moon. So our sort of development was sort of stunted to the level of the best local surfer or passing international, you know, that would come into our area. So yeah, a lot different today. The kids have got coaching and videos and all sorts of stuff to look at, unbelievable equipment. So yeah, it's amazing to see the progression of the surfers, and every age group the surfing gets better and better. And you know, Sean and them are over 45, and when they get to over 60, they'll make us look stupid, you know, because that development and the boards and the equipment and the technology and the know-how. So yeah, it's been an interesting experience, or life experience, to have grown through this, and sort of super grateful that you can actually still be involved in it and enjoying it. And it's crazy. Surfing's an amazing sport. Yeah, so make sure you join us next week for the Saturday and Sunday of the comp. The swell picks up, and yeah, the comp really gets going with everybody there. There's some really good waves ridden. And we'll have a chance to go and talk surfboards with surf coach Shane Thorne, and we'll go through what he rides and a couple of the other boards. I do some interviews with the guys to see what they're riding and just show you how the boards are changing and what's happening at the moment, and what are the older guys are looking at, and to make things easier, and especially in the soft wave that we're surfing at Vic Bay. Then of course the Bully gets a chance to go and strut his stuff. So yeah, join us next week. Make sure you tune in, make sure you subscribe, and find out what happened at the comp. Let's see what the results are, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Till then, ciao for now.